Hey everybody, welcome to GZ Trucking. Sorry about the camera work. The cameraman's on duty, or off duty. At the end of the last video I topped off my tank here, so if I get turned around I'm gonna figure out where the heck we're going next. Funny how I ended on jalopies. Into the last video on jalopies. Brakes. Where are we going? Where's my... I guess I hit the escape button and we'll see where we're going. Jobs. Freight market. We are in Baton Rouge. Can't get a video. I didn't go there yet. Man, I want to go to Baton Rouge. What if I drive to Baton Rouge and we'll discover it? How far is it to Baton Rouge? The word will actually count. We're not terribly far down the road. We have to go all the way around though. Like, all the way around here. I don't think you can come in this way and get, you know what I mean? Yeah, we're gonna skip Baton Rouge. Do I have a garage? I don't know if I bought any other garages, did I? Nope, it's New Orleans. Can you buy garages? Garage purchase. Oh, so you gotta buy more garages. I thought that's what it was. It's gonna be like 3 of them. So I guess we're just gonna take a job out of New Orleans. I don't want a real long. Whatever this thing is. Let's take that. A yard truck. Alright, so we got 29 miles to go to the thing with the thing. Just probably back to the lines. It looks like it. Oh, you son. I swear these lights. But yeah, I was talking about jalopies. Welcome to the channel, by the way. It's Cheesehead Trucking because I'm from Wisconsin. That's it. But anyway, back to jalopies. So, growing up, I think, unless you're like uber rich or whatever, spoiled, or both, you got the ability, especially somebody my age, to drive just the biggest clapped out piece of crap. That's all you could afford. And back in my day, you could buy a car for $50 or $100, which I think nowadays would be equivalent to probably a $500 car. But you could buy something like that, and like registration was like $25. Paid more for the plates almost in the car, and these things would just, I mean, they needed brakes, they just burnt oil like stuck pigs, leaked oil everywhere, but you drove them anyway. Some of them had some funky odors to them, but again, as a kid, you didn't care. It was a car. You had the freedom. And nowadays, these kids don't even want to get licenses. Crazy. I couldn't wait to get my license when I was a kid. Get that freedom. I'm going to go driving. I'm going to go anywhere I want to go. And boy, did we. Holy crap. And some of the... Nowadays, looking back at the cars that I drove, I wouldn't have drove them across town. other wouldn't have drove them across town, or definitely wouldn't have drove them where we drove. No way. There's no way I would have trusted them cars to drive that far. Not even on a good day. On the back of a wrecker, maybe. But holy crap. But we just drove the hell out of them vehicles. Keep driving it and it, get up to highway speeds and it just starts shaking. What's that? Ah, if you go a little bit faster, that shaking goes away. Just some real beaters. Man, what's that smell? It's low on oil. Gotta put some more oil in it. What's that loud noise? What's it banging so loud? Again, it's low on oil. I gotta put some oil in it. And I'm no joke. I literally had gallon milk jugs full of drain oil in the back of my car. Like drain oil. Like it had been already in somebody else's car as an oil change. And wet roads, can't stop. And it had been in somebody else's car. And had been used as oil. And then it got put into a barrel. And the guy who I got it from was a friend's dad. He's like, take whatever you want. Like, alright. So I was getting 4 gallons at a time because my car just burnt oil so bad. I wasn't going to spend, back then $1 or $2 a quart to have it just leak out or burn through it in no time. So, yeah, that was a piece of crap car. Started on fire twice. Got it out one time. But it was a good first car, you know what I'm saying? Because, wow, wet roads. I'm like drifting with these wet roads. I think it was possible. One wheel peel around the corner over here. Roaching them off the stoplights. Rev it up and dump this automatic clutch. Makes sense. Anyway, but you learned, you beat the snot out of those vehicles, so you didn't beat the snot out of something nicer. Alright. Where we going? Monroe, Louisiana. Taking the job. It's 292 miles. Where are we going? Where are we at? It's right there. Okay. Singing in the rain. Now I gotta get the camera back. I don't know where it is. Where's my... There it is. I'm like hitting buttons on my steering wheel. Yeah, just some real jalopies. If you have any stories of, let me know what kind of cars. I don't want to hold your whole story because that's a lot of typing. Just let me know what kind of car it was. Mine was a Mercury Lynx LN7. You look it up. It was a 1982 Mercury Lynx. Yes, 82. 1982. I got a car from the 1900s. I didn't even have to pedal it. Well, almost didn't have to pedal it. I pushed it a bunch because it was a piece of crap. It had a 4-speed in it. I think it was a 4-speed. I don't think it was a 5-speed. Anyway, I had a manual. And the damn thing would never start back up. Put a brand new battery, that brand new alternator, starter, all that stuff. Could not get this thing to start back up. Again, I paid $50 for the car, and I stuck all that money into it. And it still wouldn't start back up. It's BOS. It'd be kind of hard to take a picture in this rain. Hope it lets up. This is like hurricane weather. 1982 Mercury Lynx LN7. It wasn't the sweet Ford EXP. It was basically the same thing, but this was the Mercury version. It was gray and black. Red interior. Yes. Beautiful red interior. I think it had a cassette deck. It just chewed up tapes. I had to get a different cassette player. Cassettes, yes. It wasn't as old as 8-tracks. No, it wasn't an 8-track player in it. Didn't have any luxuries. It had crank down windows. There were no power windows. Didn't have cruise control. It was just a car with relatively bald tires, and so it was fun to drive in the rain like this. Back when you could buy new tires for like $25 a piece. Yeah, that was one of my first cars. One of my first cars. I got rid of that thing. Then I got a nice car. And that was wish I would have kept it now. It was a Plymouth Satellite, 72 Satellite GTX. It was a beaut. But I couldn't afford to drive it. That thing just guzzled the gas. Compared to my little 4-cylinder. The 4-cylinder car got like 50 miles to the gallon. Burned all the oil out of it. But it got great gas mileage. Other cars, it just got terrible gas mileage. Couldn't afford to keep it on the road. And then in wintertime, it really sucked to drive. They're all over the place. Too much power. The big V8 in it. And I was just a kid. I didn't have the money to go buy another car. So I sold it. Made money on it. Got the hell out of it and bought something else. Then I had a 1980. See, now these cars I would love to have now. I really would. In new condition, you know what I'm saying? But I didn't mind the car itself. It was just the fact that this thing was a EOS. But yeah, it was a 1980 Pontiac Sunbird. Gold. Had a 4-cylinder, 2.5 liter 4-cylinder in it. That guzzled oil. Everything I had guzzled oil for the longest time. This one never started on fire, but it had a sunroof in it. And I swear it was an aftermarket one. It just leaked. I hated it. That was a 1980 automatic. It had automatics. It had no power. The only way you could get them tires to spin over, because as a guy I wanted to be able to smoke the tires a little bit, was in the rain. Because the tires are so bald in the back, you can just spin with that one wheel peel. And then, what did I buy after that? I mean, I went through a lot of cars in a short amount of time. And I bought a 1992. I want to say it was a 92. I might be wrong for years. Grand Am. I'm like, wow, this thing is nice. Oh, it rode nice. Damn, any rain. It rode nice. Rode nice, comfortable seats. Had a sunroof, leaked, and it burnt oil. Again, not as bad as the other cars, but it still leaked oil. Leaked it and burnt it. Then I finally got rid of it. Again, it rode nice. I put a lot of miles on that car. And I bought a Toyota pickup truck. Never looked back after that. It was a nice little pickup truck. 1993 Had a 4-cylinder 5-speed. Had the 31-inch tires on it, which is stupid because it only had a 4-cylinder 5-speed. Whatever, that's what they came with. Crazy. It had American racing wheels on it, so it did have aftermarket rims on it. Bought it used. I think it had 50,000 miles on it. That little, yeah, it's that little 5-speed in it. I liked it. And then life changes, family and all that stuff. Different vehicles. After that, it was all brand new cars. Nothing used. But boy, some of the jalopies back in the day. Then friends' cars that they had. It's like, oh. I mean, there was a kid in high school who had a Dukes Hazzard car. Painted up just like it. That's what he drove. That was his daily driver at school. So, Charger. 69. I want to say it's a Charger. Forgive me if I'm wrong. It's a Challenger. But 69. I want to say it's a 69. The Dukes Hazzard car. You know what I want. The raised orange with the 01 on the side. He had this thing painted up. It was beautiful. Then another kid had the Smokey and the Bandit car. Trans Am. Love that car. Never really the fastest cars, but they were nice. They were cool to look at. They were fast to us back then. Well, I can get my picture. It's gonna be we'll have to make it light out, but let's go on that side. So we'll go this way, like so. Sorry about the brightness. It's gonna get bright here in a second. Trying to be try to be gentle, but I went right to bright. Yeah. Gotta be able to get that logo in there. Right for the logo. Just an ATS logo. Anyway, yeah, and of course they had the Volkswagen buses and the Volkswagen Beetles. But the original ones, not them aftermarket ones. They had Volkswagen Beetle that they brought back out in what, the 90s? Late 90s maybe? Mid to late 90s? Yeah. I'm talking the originals. 60s and 70s. Not even sure when the Beetle first came out. But we get to do 70 for all of 100 yards. Change back to 60. But, yeah, just the cars, you know, that some kids got to drive. Like, oh. Of course, you had your BMWs. One kid had a Porsche. It's like, really? Really? Look at my daddy bought me my first car. And he ended up wrecking it. And it wasn't a high-speed crash. It was just he was showing off with it, spinning donuts, and he smashed it into a cement pillar in the parking lot, whipping donuts. He didn't get hurt, but the car was junk. All that fiberglass and plastic. Pieces everywhere. Well, there you go. Yeah. And there were the other kids that had to ride the bicycles. Have a license, or they didn't have cars, or couldn't afford a car, or their parents couldn't afford a car. I wouldn't have a car. I had to buy my own. I worked a lot of farm jobs, side jobs to hustle for money, essentially. Not hustle, I worked for it. But you know what I mean, I grinded for my money. I didn't. And I save up enough to go buy something I wanted. I bought it. Learn the value of $1. When you get just stuff given to you, you don't appreciate it as much as if you saved it up for it, bought it yourself. Why is it shaky? I guess it's right. But yeah. I think you definitely appreciate things more if you... And you'll take better care of them if you bought it yourself. As opposed to somebody just giving you something. Yeah, tell me about your car. Let's get back to that. Tell me about your tell me what year it was, what kind of car it was. Pinto. Was it a Pinto wagon? Again, I'd love to have these cars nowadays. They're like retro. There's actually a dealership in town here that has a Plymouth Volare wagon. Volare wagon. Back in the day, you wouldn't have been caught dead in something like that. Now it's like, yeah, look at that thing. It's a Survivor. I didn't see what year it is or nothing. It's still sitting there. They want too much for it. Like $4,700. That's for this thing. I'm like, it's not a lot, but it's a lot for that. I don't know what the underside of it looks like. I'm guessing it's a little bit crusty, but the rest of it doesn't look bad. The outside of it doesn't look bad. What's the interior like? Was it a grandpa car that just had stored in the garage? I don't know if any of them ever came with V8s. I think some came with slant 6s. I don't think any of them came with the V8. There's not a 318 in a Volare, I would think. Maybe I'm wrong. If it had a V8 in it, now we're talking, it's worth $47. There we go, now low. Plymouth Volares, Dodge Aspen. I'd love to have an Aspen. I had a friend who had an Aspen. A 3-speed on the floor. Oh, package. Speed back up to 65 here. We got a picture of this. I'm like, do we get a picture of this? We got a picture. Yield. 45. Like I said, some of that stuff's retro now. I'd love to have like a Chevelle wagon. I think that'd be pretty sweet. Oh, Chevelle wagon. Volkswagen bus would be neat to have. And the problem is, right now, them things are freaking expensive. Even if you find one that's all beat up, it's still expensive. People know what they have nowadays. They ain't letting it go for cheap, I'll tell you what. And then it would cost you an arm and a leg to upgrade it, you know, completely modify it. That would be one reason I'd want to have a time machine. I could go back in time and buy a car. You know, go to the showroom floor and buy a brand new Camaro in '68 or '69 for like $3,500 or whatever, $4 grand, and have the SS version or whatever. Brand new for that. Crazy. And you take the car back into this time. It's like, no, it's all original. It's only got 6 miles on it. You still have the new car smell. How is that even possible? And then you sell it for $200,000 because it's worth a bazillion. You go back and buy some more. You start making bazillions of dollars buying cars from the past and bringing them to the future. Like, how does this guy have a whole lot full of all muscle cars that all have no miles on them? All in the original condition, original wheels, everything. You know how much money that stuff would be worth? Damn. And that car dealer, if you keep going back to the same guy, it's like, this guy getting all this money to buy all these cars? Because nobody has that kind of money around here. But he's happy. He's getting all that $1.50 commission, you know, whatever they were making back then. All the Barracudas. Oh man, Mach 1 Mustangs. Just the cars that now would be just sought after because they don't make them anymore. I mean, they tried to bring back the Camaro multiple times. I like the IROC Z. That was a big thing back when I was in school. It was an IROC. If you had an IROC, you were golden. I still would like to have one. I know they're not fast. Not if you have the bone, like the original, whatever, 305 or whatever they have. Some of the 350s, but if you had one of those, they weren't the fastest, but they were cool looking, in my opinion. T-tops. That'd be one car I'd want to have with the T-tops and stuff. Hey, look at that. I got it through a light without freaking stopping. Oh, son of a bitch. No, it's close. It's arrow. But yeah, the IROCs. IROC Z. Not the Z28. The IROC Z. On the side. Still would love to have one of those. Even if you bought one now, you're still paying some money. Or if you find one where I live, it's all rusted out. There's nothing left underneath it. You have to go to California or something like that to find one. But then out there, they can drive them, right? So it's got a bazillion miles on it. Here we can't drive them. You wouldn't want to drive them in the wintertime. You'd go over the road. I'm going to it. Give me the ticket, I don't care. This one I'll wait for because it's right turn on red and I have to wait because it'll give me the ticket if I don't. Yeah, the IROC Z. Like I said, a Smokey and a Bandit car. I'd love to have one of those. But yeah, then they brought out the newer gen Camaros, which were supposed to look like the old Camaros, first gen. Then in the 2000s, boy, them were some turd looking Camaros. Holy crap. Late 90s, early 2000s. Oh my god. Or was it early 90s? I don't know. There were some real ugly Camaros. I like the 70s, 60s. Them other ones. Yeah. Alright, where are we at? Where are we dropping off? Hey, look, a Chevelle. Or no, that's an Impala. We're talking about old cars. Enter, right? Valet can park it. I got no time for that. Alrighty. Again, if you have any questions or comments, feel free to ask them. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate you. I'll see you all in the next video. Bye, everybody.